Hello student. In the last class of electronics and measurement, we have discussed about all the static and dynamic characteristics, and after that I started teaching about error and what do you mean by relative error. Then we calculate percentage of error, absolute error, and we have solved also one problem. Now I will explain one more problem, particularly in order to understand all the concept of relative error and percentage of error. So the question given here is a 0 to 100 voltmeter has an accuracy of 3% of its full scale reading. Please note it down. I have written the short form is FSD, full scale reading. What will be the error if it reads 90 volt? So what is given has an accuracy of 3%, has an accuracy of 3%. Accuracy here means this instrument gives 3% of error. This instrument gives 3% of error. At what 3% error? At particularly which reading? On full scale reading. So the voltmeter reading is 0 to 100 volt plus or minus. This is the error part of 3% of full scale reading, FSR, full scale reading. So but we need to calculate the error if it reads 90 volt. The error given is 3% at full scale. The error given is 3% at full scale. So imagine a voltmeter. So voltmeter particularly we are using to measure the voltage across the resistor or inductor or capacitor or any other device. So we can imagine a scale here. This scale having range from 0 to 100 volt, 0 to 100 volt. The maximum or full scale value, full scale reading is here. This is your 100 volt is the full scale reading. Here the pointer is moving like this to indicate the voltmeter reading, So 3% of full scale reading is given. So first we need to calculate what is given. Percentage of error, that means delta A by AS. Always I have told you delta A by AS denotes the percentage of error. Delta A by AS into 100 is equal to 3, that is given. So delta A by AS means your percentage of error is given 3, where AS is the measured value. What I will put in place of AS? I will put the full scale reading, because this 3% is given at full scale reading. So now delta A is equal to delta A by full scale reading is your 100, and this is 3 by 100 into 100, which is equal to 3. So from this we can calculate your absolute error. This delta A means absolute error. Absolute error is equal to 3. So you can calculate the absolute error is equal to 3 from the given data. Now what he is asking? He is asking to calculate error. Calculate the error if it reads 90 volt. Calculate the error if it reads 90 volt. Calculate the percentage of error. Percentage of error if it reads 90 volt. So I have already told you, explained you about one terminology, that is your absolute error is constant, whatever may be the reading, whatever may be the voltmeter reading, the absolute error is throughout constant. That means this delta A is equal to 3, this value remains same at 100 volt or 50 volt or 20 volt or 0 volt. This 3 as a error will come every time, but your percentage of error got changed. Your percentage of error got changed with respect to your reading. So this 3% is given at the time of 100 volt, but he is asking to calculate the percentage of error at 90 volt. So how to calculate? See, this absolute error is constant. Absolute error is always constant. Okay. So please note it down. Then we will see. Then percentage of error when voltmeter reading is 90 volt. Reading is 90 volt. So you have given absolute error delta A is 3 volt. So how to calculate percentage of error? Percentage of error formula is delta A by AS into 100. Delta A by AS into 100, which is equal to, here put the value of delta A, that is 3, and what is the reading? Reading is 90 into 100. So what will be the percentage error? The percentage error is 3.33%. 3.33%. So this is the procedure to calculate percentage of error if at all the question comes like this. So he will give you the percentage error at full scale reading. So you need to calculate the absolute error from the given data, then put that absolute error and the reading, obviously the absolute error divided by the measured value or reading, that is 90 volt. That will, the ratio will give you relative error, and that relative error in multiply with 100 gives you percentage of error. That gives you percentage of error. That gives you percentage of error. So in this way we can solve as many problem from your given book. That is, you can refer Kalsi book. There are many problems, many examples are given. So try to solve all the problems so that you will have a command over the concept which you are reading. So in case any doubt arises, you will ask me on. So then the next topic is, and the last topic of the module 1 is types of error. Types of error. So till now you have studied about the characteristics, what do you mean by measurement, then instrument, the static characteristics in which I have covered accuracy, precision, resolution and sensitivity. Then I have already explained you about the dynamic characteristics or time varying characteristics of an instrument, that is your fidelity, then speed of response and lag. This is the very important. They will ask you explain the static and dynamic characteristics of an instrument. That is one of the conventional question. Second, I have explained your error, and in that error I have discussed about your absolute error. What is its significance? Absolute error is always constant throughout the measurement. Then I talk about relative error, then percentage error, and I solved 2 problems on that. So now it's time to learn types of error. Types of error. So this error is actually, the types of error is of 3 types. The first one is your gross error. And the second one is your systematic error. And the third one is your random error. So first we'll look into all the error one by one. First I will teach you about the gross error and how it arises. So error is of three types, that is gross error, systematic error and random error. So first I will teach you about the gross error. This gross error actually occurs due to human factor involved in the measurement. That is, this is a human error. That error we are due to, for example, you need to measure 100 ampere of current, but unfortunately you are using a 5 ampere of ammeter to measure 100 ampere current. So obviously there will be burnout. 5 ampere device, how could it measure 100 ampere of current? So these are like man-made error. So you can write the point, gross error is occurs due to human involvement in that's why we are nowadays we are using mostly the measurement is carried out by automatically. It is not by your any human going to measure the current or voltage. So in that way we can reduce the gross error. So in order to minimize the gross error, we need to minimize the human involvement. So occurs mainly due to human involvement in measurement. And second one is the inexperience or carelessness of the user. The second point is inexperience or carelessness of the user. And this error is neither permanent nor constant. So remember, this particularly this gross error occurs due to human involvement in measurement, due to inexperience or carelessness of the user. This type of error occurs, and then actually this error is neither permanent nor constant. So then we will talk about systematic error. Second one is your in types of error. Systematic error. This systematic error is again classified into three types. That is your instrumental error, observational error, and the third one is instrumental error, observational error, and third one is environmental error. So these three types of error generally occur in systematic error, that is arises due to the instrument majorly. So first we will discuss about the instrumental error, then observation error, then environmental error. So first is your instrumental error. First one is your instrumental error. This instrumental error occurs due to substandard material used for the manufacturing of instrument. First of all, this occurs due to substandard material used for manufacturing of the instrument. This is occurs due to substandard material used for the manufacturing of instrument. This error is obviously permanent and repeatable. This error is obviously permanent and repeatable. So occurs due to substandard material used. So if the manufacturer, suppose it design an ammeter but use substandard material for the manufacturing, so obviously that instrument gives maximum error or fault occurs in the instrument due to the material. Hence this type of error occurs and that falls into category of instrumental error. Then we will study about observational error. Next one is in systematic error. The next error is your observational error, that is occur due to improper observation methodology. That is occurs, this error occurs due to improper observation methodology. For example, your parallax, we will study about this parallax error. For example, your error due to parallax, error due to parallax. So that is comes under observation error. Then we will have another systematic error which is environmental error. This is due to environmental error, that is occurs due to external factor such as temperature, stray magnetic field or electrostatic field. This comes under dynamic error, occurs due to external factor occurs due to external factors such as variation in temperature. For example, if you are measuring current at 9 am and the reading gives is 5 ampere, but when the temperature vary, that means at 12 pm, suppose you are measuring the same current across the resistor, but due to temperature variation, that current reading is less than 5 ampere. Then this type of error occurs due to the environmental factor, that is due to the temperature variation. So occurs due to external factors such as variation of temperature, magnetic field, and electrostatic field. So obviously this error is neither permanent nor constant because it depends on the external factor, hence this comes under environmental factor. So last error is your random error. Last error is your random error. So that occurs due to random causes. This type of error occurs due to random causes, that's why the name is random error. So there is no particular pattern for observation, hence this error occurs randomly all of a sudden, that is known as your random error. It indicates the precision of the instrument. It indicates how precise your instrument is, indicated by your random error, precision of the instrument. So this is the end of your first module. So obviously you need to remember the key points here. 2 to 3 questions directly come in every semester examination. Each and every year they ask the 2 to 3 question maximum from this unit, that is your conventional question, or 3 to 4 2 marks question they ask from this unit 1. So basically you need to just remember the definitions and its significance, which is very helpful in the further module. I am going to relate all of these basic concepts in further module. The same terminology I am going to use it in the in second unit or onwards. So first of all, you need to remember the static and dynamic characteristics. Then what is error, how to calculate error, that is a very easy thing. Absolute error, relative error, and percentage of error. Then you need to remember these types of error. So types of error, obviously there are 3 types of error: gross error, systematic error. Again, systematic error is further divided into 3 types: instrumental error, observational error, and environmental error. Then we will have random error. So this is the end of your first module. In the next class, I will start from your indicating instrument, or then your devices will come into picture: ammeter, voltmeter, permanent magnet moving coil, MI instrument. We will study in details about this. Thank you.